Good morning and welcome to Main Street TV. It is Wednesday, hump day. We are halfway through the week and it is still white and snowy outside in case you haven't made it out there. Today we are joined in studio by Kris Penix, and he is going to share with us some exciting news coming to us from the Marquee. And we will get into that and a few other things right after a word from the Telegram and our sponsors.
At Vinton County National Bank, we believe in supporting the areas where we live and work. Now, we'd like to honor those who also serve our communities. Our new Community Champions account is especially for first responders, veterans, active military, and anyone employed in the fields of healthcare or education. This account offers rewards, discounts, and other benefits to those who give so much to others. Vinton County National Bank, rewarding those who serve.
From breaking news to heartwarming stories, the Telegram is your ticket to the latest buzz in town.
Read your daily dose of local headlines, sports, and entertainment and more, in hand and on paper.
Get a print and digital subscription for only $7.95 per month. Delivered fresh every Wednesday and Saturday.
Visit thetelegramnews.com or call 740-286-3023 today.
Don't just read the news, be a part of it.
Welcome, Kris, to Main Street TV.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
We are very happy to have you in here today.
Yeah.
So, exciting news came out of the Marquee a couple of weeks ago. You were selected as the 2026 featured instructor for the new Life Room Society Salon. Did I get that right?
You did.
Wow.
You did.
Pretty good.
Got that right.
Pretty good. Tell us about it.
Yeah, okay. So this was a little idea hatched by the Marquee director, Jules Stewart. She asked me if I would be interested in doing it, and it sounded like a great, fun idea. And so we kind of brainstormed together, got things figured out, and basically what it is group of people, kind of like a club, come in once a month, starting at the end of March to September, I believe. So it's like 7 months, one day a month, the last Saturday of the month. And I will teach you life drawing lessons where we have a model set up and you draw the model. And we progress throughout the months to where first we work on just proportions, kind of skeletal structure, move all the way up to like muscles, filling everything out, shading, highlights, that sort of thing. But kind of like just a fun little group gets together once a month, and at the end of the 7 months, you work on a piece that will be put in the Foothills Art Festival, so everybody can see what you've been doing. So it's going to be a lot of fun.
That's pretty exciting. Actually,
Yeah.
I think that's pretty exciting. What was I going to say? So I saw it looks like it's going to be like charcoal and pencil.
Yeah, it's going to be charcoal drawings. You're going to be doing, if you join, you're going to be doing several drawings a session, really rapid fire. That seems to be the best way to learn how to do this, is just to keep doing it, erasing it, doing it over and over again, just repetition. And by the end, I think people are really going to be surprised how much they've picked up.
That's actually kind of fun. It's nice that it's not a huge time commitment, that it's one day a month. So somebody who's busy during the week with work and family and everything like that, hopefully they can carve out a couple of hours each month to explore this.
Yeah, it's really doesn't strain anybody for time. It's on a weekend, so, I think it would be easy to fit into busy schedules. So,
do you need like previous art training or art background or experience? I mean, at what level should somebody jump in?
You don't. You can be an expert. Maybe you can teach me some things, but you can have really no experience whatsoever. That's what I'm there for. I'm going to work with everybody as a group, but I will be working with everybody individually as well. And so whether you've got no skill or you've already got skill, bring it on.
How many spots are available? Like,
We
how many are you
have
open up to?
20 spots. And I'll have to get with the marquee director. I don't know if any have been filled or not yet.
Okay.
So there's only 20 spots. And for the 7 months, it's $250 to sign up. And you sign up at the marquee. You can either stop in or give them a call. Everything's provided for you, all your supplies. You don't have to worry about any of that. So
Well, that's a pretty good deal because actually art supplies are kind of costly if you haven't been out pricing them lately. Like everything else, prices have just escalated.
Yeah.
And so $250, including your supplies and instruction for 7 months, is actually a really good deal. Art classes are really expensive, especially adult art classes are expensive.
Right.
Speaking of which, what age group? So is this something like an older teen might be able to participate in, or is this something that would be better off like a 21 and over?
no, I think that older teens could sign up.
Okay.
It's not really for kids. I mean, a kid could do it, but it's more adult focused. But
Okay.
an older teen could participate as well.
Okay. So if you're like a older high school student, probably like 11th or 12th grade or so, and you're interested in art, pursuing art with or a different focus in art, I would assume, like if you're a painter or a watercolorist, but you've never done life drawing, might be a good way to give it a try and see if it's something that you enjoy. So let's talk about a little bit about your background in art, because I mean, you are an artist.
Yes.
This is not they didn't just find him on the side of the road and say, "Hey, are you available on Saturdays to come and babysit people?" You actually are an artist, and you were selected because of your art.
Yes.
So why don't you share a little bit about your background and what got you to this point?
Okay, yeah. So I graduated in 2005 from Shawnee State University. I focused on painting. I got my bachelor's degree there. In 2013, I landed work with the Topps Trading Card Company, and I've been producing artwork for them ever since. They've got a lot of different entertainment properties, sports as well, but for all that time, since 2013, I've been focused mainly on producing Star Wars art.
Okay.
But I've also done things like,
Oh, wow.
yeah, there's an image there. That's a painting I did recently. That's what's called a digital trading card. It's an app that anybody can put on their phone for free. It's called the Star Wars Card Trader, and it's basically like collecting cards that you would buy at a store, except for they're not paper, they're digital. So,
Oh, wow.
yeah.
Wow. Her face is amazing.
Yeah.
Ahsoka
Thanks.
Tano.
Yeah.
I
No-
do know Star Wars.
Yeah. Yeah, you do. Okay.
Bit.
So
Love it.
this image is different. This one was actually hand painted on a trading card. So it's like 2.5 inches by 3.5 inches.
Okay, that's
Yeah, that's
really
small.
Yeah, that's insane. That's not much bigger than a business card, honestly. And so the detail. Okay, so let's talk about that because
Yeah.
the detail is insane. And now
Yes.
you're talking about something that's actually painted to size, not painted larger and then shrunk down. You actually painted that one to size.
Yes, this was once I was finished with others like it shipped to Topps. They put it in packs, and if you buy a pack of cards, you might find that there.
Wow. Okay, that would be an amazing find.
Yeah,
Like if I
and-
were flipping through cards and all of a sudden I got to something like that, that would be a pretty amazing find.
Yeah. Well, actually, somebody did find it. I saw it on Instagram. Somebody opened it live, and they freaked out.
Okay, yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, that one is pretty cool. I would
But
be like,
it's funny, given the size of those cards, just a couple inches. I'm getting close to 50, so a lot of times I have to wear this big magnifying headgear.
I can imagine.
So
I can imagine, and the brushes have got to be just
Yeah, the brushes are
insanely
small.
tiny, like almost like one bristle type of of a brush. Yeah.
Gets close to that.
Yeah, that's crazy. I've seen people online where they're painting with, or even people who do nails, where it's so small and they do like really fancy things on nails and they use those tiny, tiny little brushes. I can't even imagine, because I'm the same way. In order for me to paint or do anything, I pretty much have to like bring it like straight up to my face or use a magnifier.
Yeah.
So that's seriously,
Yeah.
dude, that's like this big. Okay.
Right.
That's crazy. And you talked about you do some that are larger pieces as well.
Yeah. Some are larger pieces, and they get either digitized, like the one that we showed before, and put into the card trader. So it's a digital card, so it doesn't really have a size. It's just on the internet. But I also sometimes will do a larger painting and send scans, and then they will turn that into a smaller card and mass produce that image.
Okay. Do you mostly do Star Wars, or are you doing other work as well?
This past year, back in 2025, I worked on baseball. I worked on...
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, there's one of our Reds, Ellie De La Cruz. My wife and I really like him. But I also worked on Garbage Pail Kids.
Okay,
Those are still around.
That's crazy in and of itself. I mean, that's like, what, maybe early 90s-ish when they came out? You think? Maybe
I was in elementary
late
school.
80s?
It was in the mid to late 80s when they first started hitting.
Wow.
But those are still around.
Everything old is new again. Seriously, it's a nostalgia thing for a lot of people, and then they start introducing their kids and their grandkids to them and stuff as well.
Right.
So, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I remember them.
Yep. So I did some of those, and I did a lot of soccer cards as well. I don't have any images of those, but I did quite a few soccer cards this past year. But, this year has been filled with the digital trading cards. I've been just doing painting after painting of those lately. So
now I'm assuming that you still paint them traditionally, and then they get digitized into digital art, as opposed to as a digital artist, right? Actually painting on your...
I actually don't paint digitally. I need to expand to that, but no, it's just acrylic paint and paper.
Okay, that is insane. The level of like reflection and detail is just amazing. The reflection on the Reds, on his batting helmet, and her eyes, Ahsoka's eyes in that piece. That's pretty impressive. So well done.
Thank you.
I'd be like crazy, like if I'm flipping through cards and they're all just normal, and then it's like, oh wow, yeah, I'd be pretty excited about that one.
Yeah, it's really weird that trading cards kind of died off for a while, and now they're back in a big way. There's all kinds of, I don't know, live streamers that open packs and show what they get, and it's just really blown up again. So,
well, I think it's crazy. It's kind of like old school blind boxes. Like the blind box craze has taken over. I mean, there's whole stores devoted to buying blind box items, which I think that's kind of crazy that you're, spending a lot of money in some cases, like with the Labubus, when people are paying like $100, and you have no idea what you're going to get.
It's true.
But if you go back to like the 80s and stuff, and even well before that, I know my brother was collecting baseball cards in like the 60s and 70s. It's the same kind of thing. You bought a pack of something, and you really had no idea what you were going to get. Yeah. It could be worthless or it could be priceless. You really had no idea. Yeah. And a lot of times you had to hold on to it for an excessive amount of time in order for it to be of value. Yeah. Which is kind of crazy, because generally mass market items don't hold value, but baseball cards, let's go back to baseball cards, because that was kind of the beginning of it. They weren't really designed for longevity necessarily. I mean, they're made of paperboard, and probably not, I mean, if you go way back, not the highest quality of paperboard, because they were designed for kids, and it came with bubble gum. Yeah. So it really was kind of a throwaway item. And so if you find baseball cards that are decades old, those are ones that were really taken care of or forgotten. They were put somewhere and they were just completely forgotten. And that's why they've held on to their value. because they really weren't designed to last. I mean, they were designed to, oh, look, here's the player, and you kind of played with them, and they got dog-eared and worn out, and then you threw them away and you bought another pack.
Yeah.
But so to find ones that are really old is impressive. But now they're kind of designed for that collector type of situation. And I'm assuming, because I haven't bought cards in a very long time, I would assume the price shows that as well, because they are designed more for collectors. Somebody who's buying a pack of cards is somebody who's going to be collecting them. I know that, like, my kids play Pokemon with the trading cards and stuff, and I know the price has gone up in that as well.
Yes.
But based on demand, also just the worldwide phenomenon of it. I would assume that your art goes worldwide.
Yeah, no, it does.
That a Topps card that you paint may end up, in Japan or in Europe or wherever, because...
No, it absolutely does. No, I've reached as far as Taiwan, Australia. I talk to people all over the world all the time. And people are wanting to commission me to do artwork on cards for them. And my commission list is always so long, and it's just I've got to turn people down all the time. It really stinks because I've just got so many people waiting. But I've got people, like, when a soccer card set just released and hit the masses, and I kept getting all these messages from people over in the UK. Because they're big, the football over there, but they're big fans and asking me to paint this and that for them, and I'm like, I can't really. I've got so much on my plate, but I've made so many friends from just everywhere, all over the world, and it's really cool, and it's really cool that's able to happen with this job.
Well, that's pretty impressive. To be an artist and to be able to do art as your career. A lot of artists don't hit that level. They end up having, like, a real job, and then they kind of art on the side. Yeah. But to be able to pursue art as your career is pretty exciting. But it's also kind of probably a little bit bittersweet. Do you have time to paint for yourself?
No. No, I don't really. No, there's a lot of things I would like to paint for myself. But I always joke with my wife that, like, I'm such a big Star Wars fan, I'd probably be doing that anyway.
Okay. Well, there you go. Have you had the opportunity to go to like conventions or any of the big cons or anything?
Yeah, I've mostly gone as fans, but let's see here. I'm trying to think. The years fly by so quick. It was 2024. I was invited to Fanatics. Fanatics is the parent company that owns Topps. A big convention in New York City, and they invited me to set up there and sell stuff.
Oh, exciting!
And my wife and I went. We had a great time and got to meet a lot of people, and including fellow artists that I know so many artists in the same field as myself, but I never get to meet them because we're spread out all over the place. But in New York, I got to meet a few of my colleagues, and it was really nice.
Well, that's pretty exciting. Okay, so Star Wars fan to Star Wars fan. So dark side or not? Are you on the dark side, or are you?
No. Okay. Sorry. No. Light side all the way.
There you go. Favorite character?
Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I was going to don't let it be Jar Jar.
No, it's not. Although I like Jar Jar.
Or
but
BB-8. Please don't let it be BB-8.
Come on.
Okay, even Adrian's laughing at me on that one. So, Obi-Wan, that's a good. Okay, I could see that. I like the young Obi-Wan when they did the backstory of young Leia and that whole story arc. That was probably my favorite with Obi-Wan.
Oh, okay.
Even before the 1, 2, 3.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, we're a huge Star Wars family. My sister is like the family Star Wars nerd.
Well, I'll have to get you some cards.
So actually her Christmas tree, I actually helped her decorate it. Her Christmas tree is a black tree, and it's decorated with red and black, mostly Star Wars ornaments on the entire tree, because of course it is.
Yeah.
But she does cons as well, and She actually worked on Mandalorian. She's a set decorator, and so she worked
that's
on
great.
seasons 1 and 2 of Mandalorian, which was like,
Yeah.
it's hard between the fangirling and actually getting work done. But because she got to go into the props room and see a lot of the old props from the original movies that they had brought over from Mandalorian in case they needed them for the show.
Wow.
But yeah, she was like major fangirling. But her thing is that she creates these kind of odd story arcs. So she has like Sith Leia is one of her characters that she's created, is like if Leia had gone the opposite way.
Yeah.
So she kind of looks at it like weird. But I know when we went to Galaxy's Edge for the first time at Disneyland, and I had already been there, but she walked in and she just looked around and she just literally just was so overwhelmed that she just started crying. And I'm just like, okay. I'm a Star Wars fan, but no. But yeah, we're a pretty big Star Wars family.
Yeah, we were able to go down there in 2018, I think, and we went to the Florida one.
I've taken her there. Took her there. Well, no, 2024. We went in 2024.
Okay.
Yeah, I took her there in 24.
No, it was a blast. I didn't cry, but I was overwhelmed. It was amazing, and we really want to go back.
Yeah, no, there was so many details, and it had been a while since she had been at Disneyland, and we spent the majority of the time in like pulling her out of Galaxy's Edge was like so difficult because there were so many details that she wanted to see and focus on. So pretty exciting. Funny fact, so there's 2 rides in Galaxy's Edge. One is the Millennium Falcon ride, and somehow, I don't even know how, but she found out that there's a Wookiee version of the ride, and you can ask them to go into Wookiee mode. She's never ridden the ride before in her entire life. And she goes, well, I want to be in Wookiee mode. Because of course I want to be in Wookiee mode. Of course, right? Okay, all of the instructions, everything, are in Wookiee. So the whole thing is like Chewbacca talking to you the whole time. And so she has no idea what's going on. And we are like crashing into the ground and we're hitting. She had no idea what we were doing because the whole thing was in Wookiee. And then Wookiee is yelling at you. It's like a whole thing.
I've never heard of this. That's great.
Oh my gosh. So you have to ask to go into Wookiee mode next time. Especially if you've already ridden the ride the first time. You should ride it the first time and get the instructions. And then you can go into Wookiee mode.
Yeah.
But I have never been so sick in my entire life because we literally were like dive bombing like into the ground. And it was a whole thing. But it was hilarious because like they're screaming at you in Wookiee. So, I mean, it was a lot, I don't know. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun.
That sounds like a riot. Yeah, we actually did get to ride that ride. We didn't get to ride the other one. It hadn't opened yet. We were there like...
Yeah, you have to go back.
Yeah, we were there basically like a couple weeks after the whole area had opened, and that ride wasn't up and running yet. So
yeah, Rise of the Resistance is probably, not even probably, it is in my top 10 rides worldwide Disney properties.
Yeah.
So it's one of those ones where I kind of have to go and ride. And it's not even really the ride, it's the whole pre-show before the ride, because so much of that ride is the actual pre-show that gets you into it. I mean, it's very immersive. It's a very immersive ride.
Yeah, they've actually, you can kind of cheat and go through the ride on Disney Plus now.
Oh, wow.
And so I did that, and there's a lot to that ride.
There is so much to that ride, so much. And if you ride it a lot, then you know like which parts are broken, because that ride breaks down more than any other ride because it has so many different components. Yeah. And if one piece isn't working, like other parts still work. And so the ride still is up, but you're like, oh, wait, that piece is missing. But it is absolutely the most immersive experience, I think, of all of the Disney rides.
Yeah.
So,
it looked
it's
like
pretty
it.
crazy. Yeah. Like I said, we're huge Star Wars. Huge Star Wars people. That's what happens when you grow up in like the 70s. I mean, we were talking about that. Is when you were alive when Star Wars 4 came out, when New Hope came out, of course you're going to be a Star Wars nerd. I mean, it's just kind of a given. And then you got Adrian, so. And then Adrian, Adrian's generation.
It's funny
that caught
because
up to it.
like when I was a kid, like just 5, The first thing I ever remember buying from Star Wars were trading cards.
Oh wow!
So I thought that's kind of weird.
Okay, that's kind of fun. I remember the little action figures, the little characters, which is another one that weren't designed to be collectible. And the reason why they're so valuable is because the kids of the 70s, we actually played with the toys that we got. I mean, when you got a toy, you ripped that package open and it was creating scenes and it was doing stuff.
Yeah.
So to find ones that weren't opened is a valuable find. Often found in basements and attics that were forgotten. Like somebody bought gifts and then completely forgot about them.
Right.
The ones that are the most valuable that really have not been touched.
Yeah.
Because otherwise, literally, I mean, they may be missing an arm or, they
were
look
small.
like
they went missing too.
yeah. Oh, yeah. They were like this big. You lost them underneath of a bed and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, those were fun finds. So back to the marquee. So it's going to start at the end of March.
Yes,
So
last Saturday of every month starting in March.
Okay, and you can sign up now, so you can go to the Marquee Facebook page and reach out to them. I know that there's links on their Facebook page, and we'll link it in the comments as well, so that you can sign up for let me make sure, the Life Room Society Salon. Did I get that right?
I think
Life Room Society Salon.
I think it might just be Life Room Society,
Okay.
but we'll treat it as a salon.
Okay, and because it does sound exciting, it's a way for you to experiment with art. I'm assuming in a non-judgmental atmosphere, and you can just kind of give it a try, especially if it's something that's been on your bucket list. Gosh, I wish that I had learned to draw, and I've really never got around to doing that. Or you wanted to go to art school, and somebody said, you know what, you'd be much better off going to dental school because you'll be able to dental instead of art. I know that was me. I went to art school for a year, and everybody's like, oh, yeah, you need to pick something that is more marketable. And then I went into architecture, and that wasn't for me. And so then I pivoted and went into communications.
Yeah.
But still, art is still that kind of that background. And it's a good self-care thing as well. So if it's something that's been on your list to be more arty this year, that would be a great way to do it. And you get to display your work at our community art show, which is, I mean, people submit art for that show from all over southeastern Ohio.
Yeah.
Some of the work is amazing. Actually, the first piece of art that I bought for our new house here in Jackson, I bought at the Foothills show, and I was buyer number 1. So I had been able to, they select a number for the preview night. So I was the first one to buy, and I finally hung that piece of art like a couple of weeks ago.
Oh.
It's been waiting to be hung, and it's been sitting there. And I finally just said, you know what? We're gonna finally hang this piece. And it's a mixed media piece. I'm a mixed media artist, so I appreciate the mixed media component of it. But it's a mixed media piece, and it's a chandelier, rather large, and not lit, but just a chandelier type of piece with not stick figures, the figures that they put like outside the bathroom, that style of figure of a man and a woman. So kind of the iconograph, maybe the icon of a man and a woman, hanging from it down, so at different levels in different colors and stuff. And it's absolutely beautiful piece. It's all in purples and blues. Don't ask me what the artist name is because I don't remember. But I was so excited to buy it, and I finally hung it up. So it's actually the first thing you see when you walk into my studio. It's hanging in the stairwell.
Okay.
Yeah.
Was that this past year? That you
It was
picked that up?
in 24. It's right when we got here.
Oh, okay.
I bought it in 24, and we just hung it up at the end of 25. It's been sitting waiting to be hung up. I thought we needed the ladder out to do it, and then I realized, no, we really didn't. We could just reach across and be able to reach the ceiling where it needed to be because of the way the stairs are and stuff.
Yeah.
So, and I need to somehow shine a light on it a little bit. But it's a large piece. I want to say it's probably 30 inches in diameter or more. But it hangs right in the stairwell of my studio, so it's the first thing I see when I walk in. So.
Okay.
And I can see it from my desk too, but it is really pretty.
That's great.
But yeah, I mean, I just can't get over the tiny art. That's the thing that gets me is the tiny art. Just because, like I said, my vision is so bad that I hold things up to my head.
Yeah, well, mine is too, so that's why I need the big goggles.
Yeah. But that's really exciting, and I'm congratulations on being selected as the 2026 featured artist. Hopefully it's something that catches on and something that continues, and people get the opportunity to pick your brain a little bit from what you learned in school and beyond in figure drawing. I never got into drawing people. I can draw things pretty well, but I never got really into, like I said, I went into architecture. I'm really good at drawing boxes, but different kinds of boxes. No, I'm good at more industrial design and graphic design as opposed to figure art. But the examples that were shown they're incredible, and
Thank you.
Yeah, and it'll be exciting to see where somebody goes from.
Yeah.
And then goes to, because 7 months is a long time of practice.
Yeah, that's the plan. And plus, which a lot of the stuff that people will learn in this, you can use it to draw other things. I mean, the skills are transferable. It's not just for figure drawing necessarily, but you'll pick up all kinds of tips and tricks to work on other things.
Well, I think it's good for brain elasticity too. This goes off on something else, but it goes off on brain elasticity too, is being able to see something and be able to put it down on paper. You're using visual and kinetic skills, and so it is good for brain elasticity, which keeps us younger and keeps our brains working a little bit longer. So, but that is pretty exciting, and congratulations once again.
Thank you.
And don't forget, we'll put the link in the comments for the salon so that you can get more information and or sign up. It is going to be held at the Marquee.
Yes.
Correct? It's going to be held at the Marquee on Main Street in Jackson. And you'll be surrounded by other people with the same interests as you, and you'll be able to have Kris helping you along the way, kind of guiding you on your journey in art.
Yeah.
So very exciting. So, Kris, thank you again for joining us.
You're welcome.
And hopefully we'll see you back again, maybe towards the end of the class, and we can kind of see where people have come. Maybe we can even get a couple of the students in here as well to talk about the experience.
That would be great.
That would be a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I'll make myself a note on that one.
Okay.
We will be right back after a word from our sponsors. Jeremiah, we think, might still be snowed in. Not quite sure, but we have a segment from our partner, Basecamp Alpha, who we partnered with on the Big Hunt competition, and they have some exciting news. They've been in the studio before, and we had them in the studio again, and we have some exciting stuff to share with you on that. We'll be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Did you know Jackson is home to a locally owned and operated full-service print shop? Zip Printing covers all your print, signage, and design needs. From business cards, booklets, and posters to yard signs, banners, screen-printed t-shirts, oversized signage, and more. We can help you or your business advertise and look good doing it. Zip Printing also offers logo design. Allow us to assist you in building or elevating your brand today. Zip Printing is located in the Stockmeister Plaza at 708 East Main Street in Jackson, Ohio. So stop in or give us a call at 740-286-3023.
Welcome back to Main Street TV, and we are joined with some special guests today from Basecamp Alpha. They were a partner of ours in the Pure Rock Outdoors Big Rack Challenge. Was that what we called it, Ted? Competition. Yeah. There you go. And you may remember them. Matt was on the show a couple of months ago talking about Basecamp Alpha, and we have them back in here. He's going to refresh us on what Basecamp Alpha is, and then we've got some exciting stuff right after that. So, hey, Matt. Hey, Tiffany. Welcome to the show. You weren't on last time, were you?
No,
it was just Matt. So now we have Tiffany as well. So why don't you tell our viewers a little bit about Basecamp Alpha and what you guys do?
Okay. Well, Basecamp Alpha, we're a 503 nonprofit that we set up here in Jackson, Ohio, and basically we cater to veterans and first responders in the sense of basically camping and outdoor experiences. So We host annual deer hunts. This year we'll be coming into our second annual turkey hunt for spring. And then for season open, I believe what is it, Labor Day, Memorial Day? I always get them confused which one's first.
Memorial Day's in May
Yeah.
and Labor Day's in September.
So that camping season for this year will be our first full-blown year for our camping and recreational opportunities for veterans and first responders.
How
So
exciting.
Yeah,
That's
well,
actually pretty exciting.
we can get them out, their families out, give them an opportunity to spend 2-3 days just relaxing, decompressing, letting go of their burdens, letting go of their stress, being in an environment they know that's safe for them. And if they'd like, we have a few other offerings, basic meditation class and a few things like that available to, I don't know, make it more appealing, more relaxing for them. So
Awesome. So how many do you expect to get this summer?
well, my expectations often are bigger than my realities. I have a large appetite, if you will. I've told Tiff, and I was showing her the number of projections for this coming year. And I'll say if we hit full capacity, we potentially could serve over 1,000 people this year. Wow.
That's exciting.
Our goal, though, to be realistic, to try and stay modest and humble, is to help at least 250 to 300 people this year. So if we can hit that minimum number, I'll feel like a rock star. I think she will as well. But our capacity, and we would love to have you, so please come out. But our capacity, we could hit well over 1,000 in one season of individuals helped.
So I know you've built some cabins. Adrian, we've got a photo of the cabin that you built. How many cabins do you have out there?
4 total. 4 keeps us within the private campground regulations and jurisdictions, so that way it's easier for me to manage. Eventually, we do have plans of expanding to where we're going to get other properties and basically run 4 cabin satellites on each one of those and kind of build out the program from there. But for right now, we have 4, and the one you're seeing up on the screen is our flagship cabin. That one we call the General's Quarter. We don't currently actually lease that one out for usage to camp in. We actually use that one for the general congregation or general community area.
Okay.
So on the inside of it, we've set up multiple tables where we put food and drinks and stuff for the guests to enjoy and partake in. And just behind it, you can't really see it in the picture, is a really large fire pit ring, bunch of chairs, big circle. And what we do is when the campers come or even the hunters come is we'll invite them to the A-frame, the General's Quarter. They don't have to. If you want your own time, your own space, you're welcome to it. But if you want that camaraderie, that community, we'll invite you over to where we're staying at and sit down, have a meal with you, have a conversation with you. And what we like to do is kind of pick their brain a little bit to find out what other needs they might have and where else we could potentially serve.
So when people come, do they generally come on their own, or are they bringing their families with them? What have you seen?
Right now, we've had a mix of both. It's
Okay.
been nice. So we've had individuals who just, one gentleman just needed a weekend to decompress. Retired firefighter, lots on his plate. Definitely had, like a lot of us, struggles with PTSD issues, and he just wanted a weekend. So he did. Came out, brought a couple dogs. My wife tried to steal one of his dogs. Comedy story for later. She fell in love with his puppy and, tried to adopt it. Still trying to talk me into that one today. But no, he came out and he did. He had a great weekend. He was able to decompress, get away from his work stress, get away from his home stress, general stresses in life. We sat down, had a great conversation about what's going on in life, offered him some additional resources. And other weekends we've had families out. One of my favorite ones that we've had so far was actually kind of game in the game. It was a dear friend of mine who's a veteran, but he came out with his oldest daughter, and it was a great father-daughter bonding experience. It was their one-on-one time, which I know based on knowing him as long as I have, they don't really get that time. He's got several kids, they're teenage on up, so busy lifestyle. His wife works, he works, there's sports, there's school stuff. It's just go and I have a few kids, and it's hard sometimes to get that individual time.
Very hard. Very hard,
and so
especially as they get older and they have more and more responsibilities and obligations, and
and then their own lives.
Yep.
These young adults are developing their own social lives to where hanging out with mom and dad ain't always the cool thing. So he was able to bring her out. They had a great weekend, spent the whole weekend together, definitely got to share and communicate and bond further, and, did it all on the property there,
That's
where
so
they
awesome.
were safe, where they were relaxed, where they knew they were cared for, and they knew they were wanted there. So.
I absolutely love that. I think that's a great resource, and that's available to our local military and first responders, active and retired as well.
Active and
so.
retired, absolutely. Yeah, we, a lot of nonprofits in our field, I guess what you maybe would call it, will cater to just the disabled veteran and disabled classes. And we are absolutely all about that. If you have physical injuries, mental issues, capacities that you need extra care for, we still want you. We still love to have you. But I'm an example of the other person that has the injuries. I still suffer from PTSD symptoms and issues, and I use a lot of my own therapeutic avenues to also help these other people. But we want to have them out. We want to have the man or the woman, the first responder, the veteran, who physically looks healthy, but they still need help too.
Oh, yeah.
Because internal wounds of PTSD, you may not see them, but they can drastically affect your entire
100%.
life and your family's life and your friends around you and the community around you. So we're trying to be broad. We've opened it to active duty or retired, disabled or non. You don't have to. All you had to do is, I raised my hand in service. Well, you're welcome. Come on out.
I love that. So on your property, what recreational activities are available to them when they come out to camp?
Right now, it's mostly relaxation is opportunity. So, you have your traditional cabin for camping. Each cabin has its own campfire campsite set up. It actually has their own grill, so you can cook your own foods if you want there as well. And what we've done here recently is we've cut a bunch of trails. So we have around 3-4 miles of trails. This spring, we actually have a community volunteer event that we're setting up. We received one of our first grant funding for trailhead improvement. So we're going to have a spring get-together, have several volunteer opportunities to increase our trails, to add a storybook trail, add signage and mapping, and then colorations to it. As well as put in a few benches for seating, and then one small footbridge to go over creek, as I call for the Pinterest pictures.
I love that, for the photo ops.
You got to give them a spot that's pretty, so they'll take pictures.
I love a photo op. I love a photo op. So I've been known to drag my husband miles off the road for a photo op. So yeah.
It makes sense, right? Give them somewhere beautiful, give them somewhere peaceful, give them somewhere that's just for them, and they know they can be themselves, and you just see worlds of change.
100%. If somebody wanted to get involved, can they reach out to you on their Facebook page your Facebook page to volunteer at one of the events to possibly come out and help?
So our Facebook page is Basecamp Alpha-Ohio. On that page, there's actually this upcoming spring events already posted.
Oh, okay.
So that volunteer opportunity is out there. You can already go on there, click interested, going, or reach out directly and say, I'd love to take part.
Awesome.
If you want to take part in any other events or take part in the actual experience itself, you can get a hold of us on Facebook or on our website, which is www.basecampalpha.com.
And we'll put the links in the comments for you as well, so people
awesome.
So
Thank
people
you.
can touch base with you. But yeah, if you're looking for community service hours or just want to get involved and give back a little bit, this sounds like a great opportunity, and you get to be in a beautiful atmosphere while you're working as well. So
I think so. I think so. We often refer to it as small piece paradise.
There you go. Yes. I like that. I like that. So you got to participate as our partner in the Pure Rock Outdoors Big Rack competition. It has a name. It has a name that is like so long, okay? And that started in the fall, where we challenged hunters of all ages to share their harvest photos with us and their stories. And then they were voted on by Facebook and by some professionals. And there were awards given in the community for largest, prettiest, best doe, best youth,
And best story.
And best story. I knew there were 5 of them.
Good, Cheryl.
Yeah, it's pretty good. And that went through the fall during deer harvest season. And then at the end of the competition, this is the second year that we've done it. And each year we're committed to selecting a charity that can benefit from the exposure and the fundraising as well. A charity that promotes outdoorsmanship and also gives back to the community. And this year it was Base Camp Alpha, so we were very happy to partner with you.
Yes, thank you so much.
And we were supposed to have our celebration at the end of the year, and then Ohio weather.
Ohio weather.
First round of Ohio weather in December, yeah.
Yep.
And so after the first of the year, we just recently had the celebration at Stockroom where we awarded all the prizes and awards. There's a photos from the event.
Oh, yeah.
Some of the winners there, a couple of the young men there that won. I believe the one is the youth hunter and the other one is the best doe.
There you go. Yeah, our youth participation has been a lot of fun to watch and to hear the stories and read the stories of parents taking their kids out for their first hunt, or a multi-generational where you maybe have 3 generations that are going out hunting, and kind of sharing that bonding experience like you talked about with the father and the daughter, sharing that bonding experience through by passing on a shared love and a shared hobby, which is kind of what kind of drove us in the beginning in starting the competition in the first place, was hopefully to kind of rekindle that sharing of the multi-generational hobbies that you used to see back in the old days, back when Tad and I were young.
Yeah, it's called the Big Rack Competition. That's to get people's attention, right?
Yep.
But it really wasn't about how big are the horns. It's really about let's celebrate our traditions, right? Let's celebrate our hunting traditions in this area. And along the way, if we can raise some money for a great organization like Base Camp Alpha, then that's wonderful. And I tell you, our sponsors this year absolutely stepped up big time.
Oh, yes.
Some of the prizes were amazing. Of course, Century Farm Market donated the mystery safe, right? That was stuffed full of guns.
All
and
kinds
other
of
things,
stuff, yeah.
Which really helped to raise quite a bit of money for Base Camp Alpha. And
I was so jealous that I couldn't take part in that. I wanted that. When I seen that safe, and I was like, oh my God, this is what's in it for that price of a ticket. I was jealous.
Because in case you know, it wasn't just the safe that they were giving away, but the safe was crammed full of stuff. So just the safe in and of itself was a great prize.
Yep.
But the fact that it was just full of hunting gear and equipment.
And three different guns.
Yeah.
So I mean, the winner was it Nate Daly? Yeah. So Nate Daly out of Athens won Albany. I'm sorry. Yeah, he won this year, and I'm just like, well, if he doesn't pick it up.
Nate is my new BFF. Nate, would you like to come hunting?
A 600-pound safe isn't. You have to plan for that.
Yeah.
That's not real easy just to throw over your shoulder. Maybe Matt could do it in his younger days.
In younger days, maybe. Today's Matt, not so much.
Matt's like, do you need some help moving it? Because I can be your new friend.
Yeah, I got plenty of storage space in my basement for it. So
there you go. There you go. And so you talked about the fundraising component of the competition. It's not just the awards and celebrating the hunters and the stories, but it is the opportunity for us to help raise some money for a charity within our community that is serving our community, and keeping the money local as a fundraiser. And so, Tad, you brought something pretty exciting. So, Tad's got something to share with us today.
So,
Drum roll.
We are very proud, and we certainly appreciate Matt, and we're so super excited for not just this, but what's going to happen in the future, right?
Yep.
We know that Base Camp Alpha is really going to do a tremendous job of servicing veterans and first responders in our community. I have no doubt that Matt and Tiffany, they have sold their entire heart into this.
Yep.
They poured everything into this, and they're going to continue to do so and continue to grow this. And I'm super excited. We're all super excited to see what Base Camp Alpha has in store for the future. But to help that future out, we are very proud to announce.
Let me see that side. There we go.
Got it? Check this out.
We raised $11,855 And then you also need to add $200 to that from Stockroom 601, who donated portions of the proceeds from our party.
Yep.
And so you're over $12,000 donated to Base Camp Alpha as a result of everybody out there, our sponsors, our listeners, our followers, all of our hunters out there who participated.
Yep.
You know, it took every single person who was involved in this to make that happen.
Absolutely.
So,
hey,
Matt, thank you.
thank you.
Stephanie, thank you for all you do.
Yeah,
No,
thank you.
We appreciate you.
Thank you
This,
for serving our military members and our first responders as well, because they're a huge part of our local community, and they deserve the respect and the resources that you help provide for them.
It's a true privilege for us. It really is. I mean, we have these men and women that give their all, okay? And a lot of these men and women, it's their job, so they don't see it as that. They don't maybe take the recognition that they should get from it. And unfortunately, the resources to help these men and women as they're suffering and learning to deal with these challenges they face, they were, and I like to say were, very limited. Within the last 5-10 years, organizations are starting to pop up.
I've noticed that.
But we still have gaps, and so Base Camp Alpha, that's our kind of charter. We're trying to fill one of those gaps. We're trying to not just educate through, both practice and, basically materials, but we're offering a place where they can practice this now, where it's not just, okay, I read a book, I know how to do this, I know what I should be thinking, but no, we're giving you a spot where it's like, okay, now all your other distractions are gone. Practice what you've been taught, put it to work, let your body heal, so you can be that better person when you get back to work, that better mother, that better father, that better cousin, or in a very basic sense, make a more rational, logical decision while you're in the heat of stress and duress.
And not alone. That you have
that you're not
have the
alone.
Support of the two of you and
The camaraderie
other
that they
campers and
find
such.
out there and that we get, Tiffany and I, selfishly, we get ours from helping everybody else out. It's a privilege for us. But the camaraderie, that's what I needed. That's what I was looking for when I first started my healing journey. I had plenty of education, plenty of therapeutic tools offered to me, but I just couldn't find a place to really practice anything, And when you're in that level of stress and duress, unfortunately, home is not always the environment that you can practice that at.
Oh, 100%.
So I always found in my beginning of this journey that I was going to state preserves. I was going hiking all the time. I was going out camping as often as I could to disconnect so I could practice my tools and my trade, and then I could come back better at peace, more health, stronger state of mind. And eventually got to this point where it's like, I just can't find them. I'm not finding as many. I couldn't find a place that really was just, in a sense, isolated for us. You'd hit a state preserve, you'd be in a bit of a meditation pose, and then all of a sudden you open your eyes and there's a camper or a hiker right next to you, and you're like,
group of scouts.
yeah, and you're like, okay, that completely took me out of my frame of mind. Now I'm a little embarrassed. How long have you been staring at me? But you come out here where we're at in Base Camp Alpha, and you know that the people out there that get it, because we've lived it. We've been there. We've done that. We've experienced it. The campers to your left and right are also that get it, because they're people that are doing it too. So you don't have to have that anxiety of letting down your guard and being yourself, because we want you to be, and where we're at, we expect it. We're hoping for it. Like, come on out. Show me your raw side. Show me that military side that maybe isn't civilian appropriate. Show me your scars that you can't talk about because it's hard to talk about. And we'll do that. We'll connect. We'll have that conversation with you. And God willing, you'll leave with at least a little bit of peace and not too sore of a back. So.
Well, thank you so much for your service and for everything that you're doing for the people that come to Base Camp Alpha, whether it's honestly the military members and the first responders, or people like Tad and I that just feel so privileged to have been able to help you push towards your goals. So.
It's a privilege for us, and we are truly humbled and very, very appreciative.
Well, thank you for your service as well. And if you want to get in touch with Base Camp Alpha, whether to attend one of their events as a first responder or military member, or if you're a member of the community and you want to get involved with improving the trails or building benches or any of the other volunteer opportunities that they have, we'll put the information in the comments so that you can touch base with Matt and Tiffany, and you can get out there and experience Base Camp Alpha for yourselves.
That would be excellent, and thank you so much for that. Yeah, we'd love to have any volunteer help we can get, and trust me, I'm a capable man, but this project will not succeed unless we continue to have the beautiful support that we've had from this community.
And watch for the third Pure Rock, Pure Rock, Big Rack.
And I should also announce that the Pure Rock Outdoor Show is now going to be across all the Pure Rock stations.
Yep.
Oh, well, that's news to me. I hadn't heard that one yet.
It was news to me today.
Okay, there you go. So if you are in the Athens area, you are acquainted with the fact that on Pure Rock, WXTQ 105.5 on Saturday mornings, we have the Pure Rock Outdoor Show featuring our own Tad and Jay Snyder. So the two of them, I mean, that's just a comedy show in and of itself. But they go out and they experience different areas. They go fishing, and I'm always seeing them with like fish and stuff, hunting. They're always talking about outdoorsy stuff. Yep. And but it's really kind of been isolated to the Athens area, the Athens County-ish area up in there. But our Pure Rock stations cover a much broader area. So we have Pure Rock here in Jackson, which is WYRO, and then we have Pure Rock down in the Point Pleasant Gallipolis area, which is WBYG. And together they make the Pure Rock network. So Pure Rock runs from, you can pick up WYRO almost to Chillicothe.
All Southeast Ohio.
Yeah, all the way down to the state line and a little bit beyond, and then Athens all the way out to probably Waverly. So if you drew a big old circle, it's pretty much all of southeastern Ohio, where you can tune in to Porter's Place in the morning and Susie Watt in the afternoon, and on Saturday mornings, apparently, the Pure Rock Outdoor Show. So I'm assuming then, if you're going to cover the whole area, that means you're going to be exploring different areas within Southeast Ohio.
We're going to get outside of Athens County a little bit. Yeah,
there you go. So
just think, he gets paid for this.
I know. If you've ever seen the pictures from Saturday morning,
it's a job we pulled on this company. We get paid to go fishing, baby.
Yeah, get paid to fish and hike and camp and go explore around Ohio.
Well, I'm excited to see where you're going to go elsewhere in southeastern Ohio.
To suggestions, because Jay and myself, we when we started it, we said, let's try to stick to the public areas where anybody can access. Anybody can go out and enjoy these areas as much as we can. We did go out to Base Camp Alpha and did an episode out there, which was a joy. But yeah, let's try to stick to the places where, as we grew up as poor folk, that those were the places that we could enjoy, were the public hunting and fishing areas, and so those typically are the places we like to emphasize. Yeah.
Well, I'm excited for it. I'm not a hunter, and I'm not much of a fisher person either, but because that takes a lot of patience, and that's just not my forte. But because you have to sit there for a very long time. But I do love exploring the outdoors. I love going hiking and wandering around and just kind of being immersed in the natural beauty, like you talked about. It's zen-like. It's where you can find. It's where you can find your peace.
It's plenty of photo op opportunities.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. And like I said, I love me a good photo op. So that's very exciting. Do you know when that's going to start?
I believe in April.
Nice.
Okay. Well,
nothing's 100% as always is the case. I believe.
Well, watch the Pure Rock Outdoors Facebook page. It's Pure Rock Outdoors, all one word. And we'll have information. And also, there's always photos from their Saturday adventures, wherever they go, and what they either get or
don't get
it. But it's always fun. It doesn't matter if they get something or they don't get something. It's always fun with the two of them when the two of them are on the scene.
If you get a second, check out the picture of Jay's giant fish.
So
he'll appreciate that.
So exciting news from Pure Rock Outdoors. Once again, Matt and Tiffany, thank you for joining us this morning. Tad, it's always a joy to have you here in the studio to laugh with us. And we will be right back after a word from our sponsors.
Thank you.